So some of the worst fundamentally flawed companies can spike the most. And this confuses people because everyone's like, but this stock is a terrible company. Why is it spiking?
You hold days or weeks. When do you sell?
Yeah,
when do you know when to sell it?
Be very careful when you're buying any of these penny stocks. As you can tell from my delightfully optimistic talk here tonight, you really have to be careful with these penny stocks because if they are spiking, try to ride it. But every single night, think about what is the risk holding overnight, because a lot of these financings and bad news happen overnight. The FBI likes to raid overnight. I don't know why, but it's happened a few times with some of the stocks that I'm looking at, or early morning, I guess, but before the stock market opens the next day. So if you're holding any of these penny stocks overnight, you're risking, especially if these companies don't have a lot of money. You can look at all the balance sheets. You can go to otcmarkets.com or on StocksToTrade.com. You can see the different balance sheets, how these companies have so little cash. And if the stock is doubled or tripled or quadrupled, they're most likely going to try to raise some money into that run-up. So just be very careful. That said, short selling penny stocks, when these stocks are up 200, 300, 500, 1,000%, you kind of know that it's going to either crash on its own, the company will screw up, or they'll do a toxic financing. So you might wake up to a 50 or 70% gain. Some of my biggest profits, I've been short overnight and the stock crashes the next morning. So there is money to be short, but finding shares of short is a whole nother battle.
That's what that was one of the things I wanted to talk about next. So everybody hears, well, they hear you say it 10 times, they all fail. Every one of them fails. Well, the question is,
not all of them. True Religion Genes has succeeded. Raise your hand if you've heard of True Religion Genes. Or
TRLG.
Yeah, so that was a Vancouver pump, but the genes actually took off. One company, and they actually, I don't know if they still have it.
Out of hundreds of
I don't know if
thousands.
they still have it, but they had a gene store right down on Wall Street. And I was like, why is there a True Religion gene store here? Like, no one on Wall Street wears True Religion. I think they were just rubbing it in, like, haha, Vancouver pump is in.
So the question is, why not?
Fast fact, Vancouver is the only major stock market to be shut down due to excessive manipulation. They shut down the entire exchange.
So why not short?
Raise your hand if you're from Vancouver. Hey! I give a talk in Vancouver, and I had a heckler, and I had a lot of promoters who were not happy. Love Vancouver.
So why not? Again, back to the original question: if all of these but True Religion fail, why not just short them? Yeah. Because I hear that a lot on Twitter and chat rooms. Everybody says, well, just if I don't care what this penny stock is, if it's of 100%, just short it.
So penny stocks are not always reasonably priced. The stock market can be irrational, right? So some of these penny stocks, even if it's going to fail, even if they're the worst fundamentally flawed companies, sometimes they go from 1 to 20, especially lately, because when there are too many shorts involved in a stock, and then the broker starts calling those shares back, it's a short squeeze. In order to get out of your short, you have to buy the cover. It acts as buying, the stocks keep going.
It's panic.
So some of the worst fundamentally flawed companies can spike the most. And this confuses people, because everyone's like, but this stock is a terrible company. Why is it spiking? Well, it's supply and demand. If there's too much demand to buy and not enough supply to sell, the stock price rises. And in a short squeeze, it is the scariest thing. I've been involved in a few of them. This is why rule number 1 for me is cut losses quickly. I might sound all experienced and knowledgeable about penny stocks, but I'm still wrong roughly a third of the time. And when I'm wrong, I cut my losses. So you'll see, if you look through all my trades, I have all my 20 plus years of trades are public. I think full transparency is important. You'll see
where do they see that?
It's on Profitly or on TimothySykes.com. I show my income tax statements and my audits too, just in case anyone thinks I'm faking it. Instead, there's a lot of traders who just show one, screenshot. Look at my month, I made 500,000, but you don't see the details. I might sound knowledgeable, but again, anything can happen with any of these stocks. If you expect the worst, not just out of the company, but expect the worst for your own position, long or short, you protect yourself. I trade, very, very cowardly. I have a whole DVD where I talk like Mickey Mouse and I say I'm a castrated choir boy. And you gotta trade like a castrated choir boy. You see, I'm very mature, so I can do this voice whenever I want. Thank you. Hey, Tim Sykes, Millionaire Mentor and Trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.